whoever has her or whatever is going on is traveling with her around. I am devastated.
Obviously, a very concerned father. That was Joseph Toe talking about his missing daughter, Sonie. Sonie is missed not only by her father, but also by her mother, her siblings. She's been missing for a year at this point. They've gotten just a blip in terms of media coverage. They need more help. It's time to turn on the searchlight for Sonie Toe. Welcome back to Brain Scratch Searchlight. I'm John Lorden. Thank you so much for caring about these cases like I do. We have another family member calling out for help on this case. Let's take a look at a Facebook post from Zeph Sadiu. And in case you're curious, you might have noticed that Sonie's father has an accent. This family is from Liberia and have immigrated here to the U.S., obviously trying to give his children the best future that he can. And Sonie was taking advantage of that, went to a great college, studied in media, moved out to Los Angeles to take a crack at the entertainment industry. What happened since then, we're going to get into the details, but back to this message from Zeph. This was posted October 23rd. I haven't been vocal at all about what has been going on with me and my family. I've been trying to handle things outside of social media, but this has been eating away at all of us. This is my sister, Sonie Toe. She's been missing for almost 9 months now. She was last seen in Georgia on December 31st, 2020. Someone has claimed to have seen her in South Carolina near Myrtle Beach just 2 days ago, looking distressed and disoriented. The police and investigator on the case haven't been helpful at all. If you could help and share this, it would truly be appreciated. And Zeph threw together several different photos of Sonie here. I'll also be sure to flash some of these again as we're going through the details here in the episode. But let's jump over to NamUs. Thankfully, a NamUs profile was created on this case. Here, they're saying the date of last contact is December 26th, and that's kind of what I'm seeing. It's just a variation. Some sources are saying it was the day after Christmas. Other sources are saying it was New Year's Eve, but missing from Lawrenceville, Georgia at the age of 24. She is 25 years old now. A female, black, African-American, standing at 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing 160 pounds. For circumstances of disappearance, we don't get a whole lot. Last seen in Lawrenceville, Georgia at around 11 p.m. They're saying once again on December 26th, 2020. Physical description, black hair, brown eyes, nothing else for distinctive physical features. Clothing and accessories, we don't even have a clothing description here. From what I understand, she did not have a vehicle. We've got no mode of transportation entered here as well. Pretty thin in terms of a NamUs profile. And only a few images. One is the main case image they have here, and then they have a shot of her, it looks like at a graduation. Let's learn where this is happening. Lawrenceville, Georgia is a city and the county seat of Gwinnett County, Georgia, United States. It is a suburb of Atlanta, located approximately 30 miles northeast of downtown. In 2019, the U.S. Census Bureau estimated the city population to be just under 31,000 people. Sonie does have a Facebook profile. Here in her intro, she says, African at my core, loyal to my loved ones, hustling to not be poor, generous, so I'll share tons. And her profile looks like it was just kind of lightly used. She doesn't seem like a very big Facebook user. At one point talks about a job that she landed in Culver City working at a call center. Like I mentioned, she tried to move to the LA area, I think, to help get that media career lifted off after school. She found a call center job, something to kind of pay the bills to help sustain her being out there for a while. On the About page here, we can see she did work as a phone agent at the Warranty Group. That was in Illinois. Looks like maybe that was during her studies. Yeah, she's class of 2019, so that was essentially her last year while she was there. Also worked at a performing arts center, kind of makes sense with her studies being media and cinema studies at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. She went to Centennial High School, class of 2015. But we're missing some things in terms of location. It's just noting Los Angeles, where she moved in 2019, and Monrovia, Liberia, as her hometown. We know she winds up in Georgia at some point. I don't know exactly when that happened, and the information's so thin, I'm not sure that we're going to get a whole lot of that. But let's see if there's anything. Nothing really. She has a favorite quote: "Keep moving forward. Life's too short." Says that she agrees 1,000%. For life events, just basically starting and stopping those jobs, and that's about it. So let's get to the news articles and see what we can learn about her disappearance. Over at WSBTV.com, family desperate to find 24-year-old woman who vanished 2 months ago. Sonie Toe was last seen leaving the apartment she shared with her sister on Sweetwater Road on now we're hearing December 27th, so we've got another date thrown in here. Toe's family said they're afraid there's much more to her disappearance than they know. At first, friends said they thought she was having some sort of breakdown. Now they're beginning to suspect something more sinister. I saw an interview with her sister, and it seems like there might have been some type of emotional components at play here. We're going to hear a little bit more details here, and I'll kind of fill it in as we go. Her sister, Tina Toe, who I believe also goes by the last name of Harris, said that in the days before she disappeared, her sister was acting a bit off. Friends wrote it off as maybe mental issues, although there was no history of that. Days before she vanished, Sonie Toe was found lying in some muddy woods near Riverdale, south of Atlanta, and miles from her home. She said, "They know my name. They know my name." I said, "Who's they?" She said, "I'm just going to go," said her sister, Tina. So something very bizarre happening around this. And obviously they're noting no previous issues of this kind. So I think it was probably pretty hard for the family to understand what's going on here as well. I believe she had only recently moved to the area, I think within the past few months, if I recall correctly, and had only been staying with her sister for a really short period of time. Thankfully, we do get a little bit more of a description, something that should probably be added to the NamUs profile. Police report states that Toe was last seen walking away from the apartment wearing a yellow dress, so we at least know what she's wearing when she goes missing. Her sister said that she did not have her own car. What apartment building is this happening at? The Anzio Apartments, and I started from this kind of zoomed out view because I wanted you to see proximity to Atlanta here. But let's go ahead and take it down the street level so we can see what's going on. Fairly populated area, lots of homes, lots of businesses around. A little bit of, kind of green belt type areas. Definitely some woods. I don't know what the practicality is in terms of like the investigation. Did they check with these businesses, try to pick up some video of her? I'm assuming she's on foot, but that doesn't mean that she didn't have someone picking her up. Another fact that I have not been able to determine is, did she have a cell phone when she left? I can't find any details on that as well, but let's just drop down to street level here so you can kind of get just a little sense for the area. Looks like just a nice apartment complex, and some thick brush out here for sure. That's it. Jumping over to WCIA.com, because she was formerly from Champaign, Illinois, or at least had gone to school there, some local reporting pops up out in Illinois as well. Toe's sister, Tina Harris, says Toe had just moved to Georgia a few months before she disappeared. Talking again about that mental breakdown time period, she was covered in mud and she was talking crazy and out of her mind, her sister said. About a month before her disappearance, Sonie Toe was found in the back of someone's truck in Georgia. An officer brought her to the hospital where she was taken into a psych ward. Seems like she was dealing with some really big issues there. I don't know if anything else is at play. We're going to see some suspicions about people that are a bit closer to the case and what they think might be going on with all this. But in that one instance, when they found her in the mud, talking crazy out of her mind, she had been in the woods for about 2 days. She said she wasn't touched, she wasn't raped because they ran some tests on her, but she had scratches on her arm, her sister said. I mean, it looks like that could be verifying that there was some form of physical attack. Of course, if she's also out in the woods running around, could the scratches have happened? Is she stumbling around at night or something along those lines? There is a private investigator that's been hired. We'll get more into the details about how that happened. But private investigator Robin Martinelli said she possibly could be getting into some sex trafficking. Toe brought Harris to where she had been staying to grab her things. So essentially, Sonie and her sister, after this event, say, okay, well, we're going to take you away from where you're living right now. I don't know what that living situation was. We're going to get a little bit of details here from investigator Martinelli, and says, okay, you're coming to live with me now. So Sonie says, well, I got to go get my stuff. Her and her sister Tina drive over to grab her things. Investigator Martinelli says victims may have been staying at that house. Once again, keep in mind, and I'm spending more time breaking this down because I saw a bunch of comments where people are not understanding this article. I think I've got a decent handle on it. Investigator Martinelli is still talking about the possibility that this is a sex trafficking situation. She's thinking that this is possibly a home that is being run in that way. So she thinks that there might be other victims that were at the house that Sonie took her sister Tina to get Sonie's stuff. And then investigator Martinelli says, quote, Sonie knew the code to get into the house just like all the other girls did. If we are talking about a trafficking situation, investigator Martinelli is thinking, I don't know if she's thinking this is possibly operating like a brothel or if it's just operating as a home that is housing these girls and then they are taken out onto the streets effectively. Sonie went to go live with her sister Tina, but now here they're reporting it's December 31st. She left the house and never returned. Obviously, terrifying conditions to be considering if you are the family in this situation. By the signs that we're kind of hearing about, certainly something that I think should be heavily investigated and looked at. It does seem like Sonie is dealing with something a little bit out of her control, obviously, especially with the type of breakdown she mentioned, that, people are after her essentially, and then finding that, she might be staying at a house that is used for effectively controlling women so that you can traffic them. And we've talked about it on the channel here before. There's a few mechanisms that are used for trafficking. Drug use can be one of those. Obviously, money, it can be another one. And from what I'm seeing, the very limited Facebook information I have for her, she mentions hustling quite a bit, that, she's really having to make things work to try to get by. Even when she went out to Los Angeles, same kind of language, like I'm hustling, but I finally got a job. Seems like she was also excited about the possibility that there was a new Whole Foods that was opening close to where she was living, and maybe she was going to be able to get a job there. Very focused on trying to make a life for herself, trying to make money in some way. So for the control mechanisms, that's another one that might have come into play in a situation like this. Let's go ahead and continue with the articles here. Over at ui7newslive.web.illinois.edu. Sonie Toe was a student and 2019 graduate of the University of Illinois. A GoFundMe has since been organized by Toe's former roommate, Angelica Canigna, who lived with Toe during their time studying at the university. In the description, her roommate explains that the investigation to find Toe is not progressing, and the money donated to the fundraiser will be used to hire a private investigator. So that's effectively how we get investigator Martinelli involved. She says she's been speaking with and working closely with private investigator Robin Martinelli, who says she will be able to put a healthy amount of pressure on the police to make sure Sonie's case does not slip through the cracks. I can say, just looking at this and seeing the media that has come out around it, I also think another approach of just helping out with media relations on this case might be needed. Someone that is, especially we're now at the anniversary, I'm hoping that someone is sending out some press releases, maybe doing a candlelight vigil somewhere, something like that, to also, once again, help raise awareness. We're going to see there is a pulse of new news that has happened on this just within the past few weeks. But I don't think that's going to be a good sustained source for keeping this story going. And of course, we know that anniversaries of disappearances are always very helpful in that. So if any of Sonie's family is seeing this, please consider that. We've got a link in the description box down below to tips and tricks for missing persons cases. Please take some time, click that link. I've got all kinds of great information there that might be able to help you guys raise more exposure to this. Outside of that, if there's something that you think I can personally do to help you, please feel free to contact me, john@lordenarts.com. And continuing, another article over at WSB Radio. She's just gone and you don't know where she is, said Toe's mother, Esther Baum. So it's just breaking me down. Family and friends said Toe is a social butterfly with a quick smile and that she's even quicker with a helping hand. Her roommate, Angelica, said a man may have been involved. The family believes she might be being held against her will. We've got some big warning indicators here of a situation like that for sure. And I know that when a lot of people think about trafficking situations, they're imagining some type of big organized crime group or something like that. It doesn't have to be that level. There's different, unfortunately, different levels of trafficking, different sizes of that type of organization, all the way down to just one person. It can simply be one man that is effectively trafficking her as well. Quote, my gut reaction is that she's gotten involved with the wrong guy, her roommate said. It's been 2 months, so I'm way concerned. If she saw that people were besides themselves worried about her, she would have reached out to someone and let them know she is okay. Investigator Robin Martinelli said, I think she might have met someone recently and she might not know where she's going or how to get home. That's another interesting thing to consider. We know about her being found in the woods and how out of sorts she seemed. Is she being given something that is really messing up her perspective on reality? Another possibility. I am very worried. I don't sleep at night, her mother, Baum, said. And this is the kind of recent news from December 13th, 2021. Dad searching in Myrtle Beach area for Georgia woman missing nearly a year. Her father, Joseph, the man we started this video with, recently spent 5 days in the Myrtle Beach area trying to find her. He said he got a tip that she had been seen at a strip mall along 3rd Avenue South in Myrtle Beach. He calls her disappearance baffling and out of character. I'm surely devastated because what can I do? What can I do? That's why when I got the little tip, although it was late, I said, I have to pursue it, he said. Here's the street that they think she's on, 3rd Avenue South. And they're mentioning a cell phone store in particular. I believe it's this Boost Mobile here, but let's go ahead and continue. At WBTW.com with some more information. Her father, Joseph, said he got the tip November 24th that she'd been seen near a Boost Mobile along 3rd Avenue South in Myrtle Beach in early September. So that seems to be the same tip that her brother mentioned in the first Facebook post that we talked about on today's video. And just taking a look here at 3rd Avenue South, I have all cell phone stores showing up in the area. There's only a few. This is a Cricket. This is a Metro by T-Mobile, Doctor Phone Repair and Computer Service. So this Boost Mobile must be it right here. And I saw a news segment. Yeah, I saw a news segment that said it was close to the 501. Here's the 501 running through here, 3rd Avenue South here. So this is the area of possible sighting of Sonie. And of course, we always have to take those with a bit of a grain of salt. But Joseph Toe handed out flyers around Myrtle Beach and visited the surrounding cities of North Myrtle Beach, Conway, and Georgetown for any information he could find. He said he spoke with at least 4 people who had seen or recognized Sonie, and one of them said she was with 2 other people. Some confirmation that at least someone that looks like Sonie is in that area. Hopefully it's her. If she is in Myrtle Beach, and there's a likelihood whoever has her or whatever's going on is traveling with her around, he said. Toe said Sonie was family-oriented, regularly went to church, and also excelled academically. Sonie has a soft heart, he said. She cares for everybody. She loves her family. She would do anything to help anyone. And keeping that in mind, I just want to ask you guys, please take a moment. If you have friends, I think we got to hit the Georgia area as well as Myrtle Beach. We got to raise awareness in these particular areas. If you have friends, acquaintances, family in either of these areas, please share this video with them. Let's help raise awareness to Sonie's case. This is the GoFundMe. Unfortunately, it has been shut down. It's been disabled for new donations at this point. I don't know why. Maybe they raised enough money for the private investigation and they don't want to raise any more at this point. That's the only thing that I could really consider. But that's where it's at right now. So unfortunately, we can't make a donation to that. But Zeph has made a post back in November on the 5th. It's been almost a year since my sister been missing. Please help keep sharing so there can be more awareness to this. We got her brother asking. We got her father asking. I'm asking too. Please just take a moment, guys. Think about it. Is there someone you can share this video with and help raise awareness to Sonie's case? That is it. The schedule is going to get a little strange from here because we're going into the holidays. This is the last Brain Scratch or Searchlight for 2021. Thank you guys so much for supporting us this year. We really appreciate you. Next week, we will release a new case cracked. We will release a Wednesday video, something really special to my heart. I can't wait to talk to you guys about. But there will be no episode on Friday, Christmas Eve. And then the following week, we're going to take off right up to Friday, New Year's Eve, where we're doing something kind of special. You might have heard me talk about the secret studio before. Maybe you work during the day, so you're not able to attend those, and those videos disappear as soon as we're done recording the live event. Well, we're going to do what we call the UNsecret Studio on New Year's Eve. If you can't attend live, it's going to start at 1 p.m. Central Time on New Year's Eve right here on the channel. Basically, for the first half hour, we kind of hang out, we talk and chat. You guys can ask me questions, whatever. From there, we're going to go into a mystery together as we record an episode of the Seriously Mysterious podcast. You guys are going to get to watch the recording process. Watch me screw up the recording process, as frequently happens. After we're done recording, we're going to spend a little more time together, playing some games together, lightening things up, getting you ready to go out and celebrate New Year's Eve in your own awesome way. So if you'd like to join that, 1 p.m. Central Time right here on the channel. If you can't, and you're like, John, you were saying that, people that work during the day, we can't see that. I get it. We're going to leave that video posted for a week, the UNsecret Studio, so you can watch it whenever you want for the first week. After that's been released, then it's going to disappear just like the regular secret studios do. Maybe we'll do it again in the future for other people that have trouble catching that. But that's the plan. So next week, a few videos. Week after that, a live stream on Friday. Hope you guys can join us for that. A big thank you to people that help support the channel here. You might have noticed we have always, for the last 6 years, always run limited commercials. You might see one at the beginning, you might see one at the end. Sometimes you never see one at all. We do that because we want the content to be focused on. We want you guys to be able to share it easily, for your friends to be able to watch it easily and not have to worry about commercial interruptions in the middle of it. We can't do that without your support. So a big thank you to new patrons, Sue Morris, Christine Rausch, and Sarah Cordilla. Also a special thank you to Cecilia Blazek for increasing her pledge. If you would like to help support our work here, you can go to lordenarts.com, where you can sign up for Patreon, sign up for PayPal, buy merchandise, or even just buy us a coffee like Casey Thrasher recently did. We really appreciate any support we can get from you guys to stay here, keep doing this, keep trying to help these families in these tough situations, making donations where we can along the way. I really, really appreciate your help doing that. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll be back on Monday with a brand new case cracked here on the Lord and Arts channel.